Greetings, everybody. It is a tired, brain-fried Umbra, but good news, it's delicious. That's a weird intro. Let's talk about today's news for the JP version. And starting off first, let's start with something cool. We have the details about the LeBlanc challenge. Now, LeBlanc challenge is important for a couple reasons. One, there's a free Holo VC that comes with this. You'll be able to earn it by just playing the event, and then you'll be able to farm the shards for it. So cool, great news for free-to-players and everybody who's just playing the game. But there's also something else too. You are exclusive gear. Let's get excited. That's right, the final upgrades for the 10-2 characters, starting with this here. We have the Moogle costume, and pretty good choice in my opinion. Let's take a look at what each of the characters get. So the additional effects are elemental chain resistance and type chain resistance for all of the 10-2 girls, and sure, that seems fine. Women, whatever. Brain just farted there for a second, but let's take a look at the specific upgrades. So Yuna will get increased range off of this, as well as physical damage, something that I think would benefit her quite nicely, so I'm liking that. Pain will get increased weakness resistance rate, as well as single unit attack resistance, so more defensive upgrade. And Riku, the queen of the JP meta, so. I mean, she's up there for sure with swimsuit, Resnick. Riku is getting increased human killer when using physical attacks and increase a chance of avoiding magical attacks. So if I was just taking a look at this, yeah, I'm really thinking that Yuna and Riku made off like bandits. While Pain is not bad, but probably will be a little bit underwhelming depending on what the numbers are here. But Riku getting any kind of evasion is super generous, given that she's already really good for it. And Human Killer, well, I mean, sure, just make her even more deadly. Why not? Meanwhile, Yuna not getting any actual accuracy is potentially a little bit concerning. And honestly, I think she already had a ton of range, so this probably just puts her on par with the new version of Jaden, and damage is good, so I like these upgrades overall. We'll take a look once the numbers are fully out, but seems pretty decent so far, and we'll definitely be farming them as I have both Riku and Yuna and Pain. Ooh. Okay, moving on. Here we have the Dark Veritas trial will be updated, so that is good news. Dark Veritas will become more complete to become even stronger. Looks like quest number 2 will be added as of Friday, and we'll see that is probably going to be more difficult as you would generally expect. But it should, given that the first one was pretty easy, this one should be generally pretty fine still too. Probably the next two that we really have to worry about. Continuing on, Class Match will be coming to JP, and the rules this time around, maybe a little bit of heads up for Globalers, no Quicken, 290 unit cost, and 200% reaction stop. So yeah, that's going to be generally pretty interesting if you are competing for Light Veritas medals or just overall bragging rights. Well, I guess get ready, get your team, start thinking about it. But a 290 cost is pretty open for units. You should be able to use essentially and almost anything you want. So there you go. As for next up, friend match and free battle maps will be updated. Not too much to talk about there. Pain shards for her new VC that we'll be talking about in a minute will also be farmable. Not too much to talk about there. Limit burst quests to get more limit burst things if you use them. Cool. Moving on. And here, character upgrades. This is pretty interesting actually, because we have a bunch of characters. Soul is getting his limit burst upgrade. Gurnspec is getting his limit burst upgrade. And last but not least, Wind Veritas. So the Veritas units are starting to get their limit bursts upgraded, which is pretty cool because it essentially will give them a nice little power up and make them more meta relevant. So quite happy to see that. Yeah, and speaking of which, Master Quest 2, Win Veritas will also be getting his Master Quest 2, so 2 upgrades in 1 week, looking pretty good for him. Light Veritas, on the other hand, will be getting her Dream Enhancement ability, so starting off on her upgrades, and this will give us a better idea as to what she essentially should look like when everything is said and done. Okay, moving on. Vision cards. Now, this is the big juicy thing to talk about today because obviously this is a gotcha vision card and a free vision card. So, me, a little bit disappointed that there isn't like a secret, like extra Esper card. I was hoping, but you know, hope springs eternal, and eventually there will be an Esper, and Umbra will be right. Whether it's tied to the story or not is subject to change. Moving on. So the first vision card, the pain-based vision card. Now, these 2 vision cards actually do share that they are both for the Devout staff group, which, if you're keeping track at home, that's Luciel and Exia, which are both pretty damn good characters right now. So 2 VCs supporting them means that they will essentially be probably in most of these teams if it's remotely good at all. Talking about the pain-based vision card, it is for the Sword Warrior group as well as the Great Sword in combination with that Devout staff class. We're looking at magic attack resistance and single target attack up. Both of those are actually pretty nice. Magic resistance is valuable right now and probably would help Pain be a little bit stronger in combination with, I don't know, somebody in the sword-based knight class, maybe Great Sword light class, something like that. I don't know, just spitballing here. Also, we're looking at Human Killer up on the actual maxed out VC. So that is pretty good overall. I mean, I think that magic attack resistance is quite valuable right now. And you're getting a good amount of offensive capabilities too, so that's pretty nice. Acquired AP up is only for quest only, but a free VC for quests is to be expected, and I think it's okay here. The unit in question that equips this VC will get attack up as well as speed up. Generally just really nice here. And maxing out the VC for quest only will also give dark attack up as well as defense penetration rate. So all of that is looking pretty good, and I think for a free event VC, I'm pretty happy with where this one landed for everything. Now, next up, talking about this VC, Jaden and his entourage, dare I say, Jaden and his bitches. Well, I'll leave it to you, dear viewer. But the party VC this time around is looking to target swords, red mages, as well as guns and staff devout. So pretty much the Ice and Friends VC, which, yeah, Ice is not in any short supply of really great VCs, but what is this VC? Well, this is a primarily defensive based VC, as AoE resistance as well as chain type chain resistance are the focuses on the main part of this VC, meaning that this is more defensive, and I can already see that some people will probably be happy for this for defensive capabilities. As for leveling, maxing it up, shooting power is increased, so this is kind of giving gunners a little bit more defense, but honestly, I don't think it will make too much of a difference from the performance I've seen with Jaden, who is the effective best gunner. And even with Yuna, who's also a really good gunner, guns just didn't look that impressive right now. So that is my overall opinion. Even the guild battle maxing out or giving you a little bit of bonus towards accuracy, I'm just not overly excited about it because Riku is probably going to be fine with or without that accuracy bonus. I don't think it will make a terrible amount of difference, but I'm not expecting it to be a mistake in some kind of substantial accuracy bonus. Is what it is. As for the unit in question, magic power up and single target related bonus, so basically Jaden's favorite card, and equipping this VC maxed out, or just having this VC completely maxed out, shooting power up and dexterity up. So basically the Gunner's VC, the Gunner's Hollow Vision bonus. Excuse me. So this update, I mean, it's not the most flashy update that we've had this month. Obviously, we've had 10-2, we've had Riku, we've had Jaden. It's been a really, really busy month, and this is our first kind of down week in the sense that it's just not as much to worry about, not as much to focus on, but that's not bad. I do think that there's enough stuff to be excited here, from free stuff to events to a brand new VC that will be permanently into the pool, to character upgrades, and Dark Veritas getting his upgrade with class match for PvP. Doesn't feel like there's any shortage of content here. Where's my damn Esper? I was so sure I was going to be right on this one. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and see you later.